What is up, runners? So this is the update that everybody's been talking about. It's got the PvE mode, the Vault Breaker. We're gonna dive right into the patch notes and not waste anybody's time. Like I said, this is a very small channel. I've said this before. Please, maybe motivate me to keep going. I love Marathon. And hit the subscribe button, like, comment. We're going to dive right into this huge mid-season update and the patch notes that come with it. So 1.1.5 Marathon Update General added a new experiential PvE mode, Vault Breaker. Explore Cryo Archive as a crew duo or solo player, taking on a progressively challenging series of vaults. Grow stronger across multiple matches with progression that's unique to Vault Breaker, and push towards the final vault, the mysterious entity within. Added support to player voice reporting and voice moderation. More information available at Bungie/voice moderation. So I don't think that this mode is permanent. I think that this is a temporary mode for now. I think that they have there is the potential for it to be permanent though. And then I also don't think that you're going to be getting compiler skin rewards for killing compiler in this mode. Item economy. Armory. Ganglion barters now have a stock limit of 3, with the exception of hypophatic gel, which is the ammo for the biotoxic disinjector, the raid boss weapon. Fixed an issue where ganglion barters could recoil during unintended, or re-roll, sorry, recoil, shit. Re-roll during unintended scenarios. Adjusted some barter costs to include rubber salvage. Okay. Cradle. The 25% reduction in cradle progress has now been reverted. New feature. Cradle evolution. Players whose cradle has reached level 70 will see a new option to evolve cradle below the cradle XP bar. So sort of like a prestige system, I'm guessing. Activating a cradle evolution will increase the cradle energy limit by 1, reset the cradle to level 1, reset all invested energy in each track of the cradle, grants the cradle 1 energy per cradle evolution stage. The cradle can be evolved a total of 7 times. Wow. Okay. Fixed an issue where the Mida Capstone V upgrades requirements were incorrectly displayed. Okay. Fixed an issue where stacked upgrade nodes could become locked if the 6th capstone had not been unlocked. Fixed an issue where stacked upgrade nodes could incorrectly display that an upgrade is available to purchase. Items and inventory. Added a toggle to enable or disable a free sponsored kit upon death. Interesting. Okay. Fixed an issue where the sell option could be displayed twice in the item tooltip. Fixed an issue where some salvage items were not displaying their usages. Fixed an issue where sponsored kits would incorrectly display depleted self-revives. Fixed an issue where scrap could not be converted into credits, even if there was inventory space to do so. Ranked. Fixed an issue where rank points could incorrectly display as 0 in the run report. Fixed an issue where ranked sponsored kits would not immediately refresh on rank changes. Map and loot. Fixed an issue where UESC cert in algae ponds was unable to be interacted with. Fixed an issue where a container in Nightmarsh complex was unable to be interacted with. Fixed an issue where a container in Nightmarsh AI uplink was clipping into the environment. Fixed an issue where a player could get stuck on a container in Cryo Vault 2. Miscellaneous. Fixed an issue where a user could get stuck in a kick to login loop. Okay. Updated multi-select item tile visuals to be more visible. Fixed an issue where selling all items in the overflow could be accidentally triggered. Wow, that must have sucked for some people. Wow. Combat. Here is the meat and potatoes. Equipment. Loadout limited infill limit. Starting mid-season, some equipment items are marked loadout limited. Only 2 loadout limited items are allowed in your loadout during infill. Having too many in your loadout will cause a crew error when preparing for a run. Extra items beyond the limit can still be collected in-game and exfiltrated. Only infill is restricted. Loadout limited items. Bubble shield, chem grenade, EMP grenade, flechette grenade, frag grenade, and heat grenades. So I'm assuming you can bring claymores and stuff like that. There's going to be some utility items that are not limited. Developer note, this new infill restriction has two purposes: to reduce the efficacy of AoE grenade spam and reduce the prevalence of bubble shields. We think grenades are in a good place damage-wise, but feedback is clear that spam is still an issue, especially on cryo, and that bubble shields are flattening high-level combat. Bubble shield, removed the player slowdown on entering a bubble shield volume. Okay, reduced health in PvP from 560 to 400, so slight nerf to Bubble Shield. Increased health against UESC from 1680 to 2500. Fixed an issue that caused explosions from grenades to not do any damage to Bubble Shields. Increased the damage explosions from grenades to do Bubble Shields by 2 times. Okay, Energy Amp, passive prime ability regen reduced by 40%. Passive tactical/trait ability reduced by 40%. Increased buff time granted by Energy Amp from 2 minutes to 3 minutes. Interesting. So this is going to be definitely a nerf to Recon, maybe even Sentinel. I think Sentinel needs a buff, Loki. So I hope that ends up happening. Effects: invisibility. So invisibility will flicker off after sprinting for more than 2 seconds. Note this change affects invisibility from any source. AI combatants can now hear the footsteps of invisible players at very close range and will now enter their search behavior when they do. Okay. Dev note, invisibility is currently too powerful as a tool for completely sidestepping PvE encounters. We're taking a sizable swing here to make it so players will need to be more intentional with their movement after activation. Okay, Runner Shells, Assassin, Smoke Dive, reduced base cooldown time from 60 to 45 seconds. So Assassin buff. Recon, Echo Pulse, reduced Echo Pulse base wave count from 7 to 5. Interesting. So it's just going to scan less often. Increased time between waves from 2.5 to 3 seconds. Reduced Echo Pulse base ping waypoint lifetime from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. Interesting. So Recon nerf. Dev note, Echo Pulse is a primary contributor to undesired standoff behavior in our higher tier activities, so we're making some changes to reduce how quickly it snapshots enemy location information and the number of snapshots it provides. This should give players more time to reposition or push between pulses in combination. This is what I'm saying. Recon now, the ultimate needs to be used now, is what it sounds like, sparingly. And when you're about to maybe push a team, not to just find out if the team is there, you might need to use that ultimate now when you're actually trying to push the team. So you pop it and then play off that information. You might need to just use it more appropriately. I think this is going to be better overall better for the game. Thief, Pickpocket Drone. While in flashlight-enabled zones, Pickpocket Drone now has intrinsic dark sight to help pilots navigate through dark interior spaces more easily. Sentinel Defender System. Let's see what Sentinel got. Sentinel Defender System. Fixed an issue where the Defender System was able to catch grenades while fading out at the end of its lifetime. Reduced base cooldown time from 180 seconds to 150 seconds. That ultimate's going to come back quicker now. Which honestly, it might even need to be quicker than this. It seems like it might be reducing the seconds by 30, I think, here. Might even need to be more than that. Snare Mine, increased maximum detonation damage per submunition to 5 to 7 against enemy runners. Increased maximum detonation damage per submunition for 30 to 35 against enemy non-runners. Prey Tracking. Prey Tracker is no longer scrambled by Signal Jammer. Wow. Sentinel kind of just got a good buff here. This is per submunition. Okay, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think he needs 2 Snare Mines, like natively. With the info limit for grenades detailed above it coming in, we wanted to give Sentinel's kit a bit more general usability. Destroyer. Fixed an issue where sustained damage from biotoxicity injector weapon was not counting towards building rocket charges. Wow. Rook. Increased heal rate from... Okay, so they buffed his ultimate, Rook's ultimate. It's going to heal you a little bit more. Increased healing duration from 20 to 30 seconds. So, with Season 2, Rook's playstyle shifted more firmly back into scavenger territory with an arsenal of claymores, without an arsenal of claymores and shotguns, but its ability to recover from a bad situation without reliance on healing consumables with recuperation wasn't hitting the bar, so they buffed Rook. Implants. Updated implant iconography to better reflect each implant's unique effects. Triage Cloak now also activates when using a Mercy Kit. Okay. Triage Cloak was an implant that made you and your your teammate invisible while reviving. Backpack. Sneak Pack. Fixed an issue where Sneak Pack Signal Jammer effect did not prevent Claymore activations. Miscellaneous. Fixed an issue where removing a player's backpack from a death bag could result in loot being deleted when the player was revived. Oh, wow. Weapons. Here we go. Another big portion of the meat and potatoes of the update. D54 Battle Pistol, entirely overtuned coming into the season. Let's see what they did to it. Reduced precision bonus multiplier from 1.5 to 1.38. Okay, developer note, this seems like a small change, but this change means the D54 Battle Pistol requires 3 precision bursts to down Gray Shield Runner from 2 bursts, and 4 bursts to down a Purple Shield Runner from up from 3 bursts. Reduce damage fall range minimum and maximum across all stat tiers by 10%. Maximum 100 range stat damage fall off minimum goes 38 to 34. Maximum 100 range stat damage fall off maximum goes from 72 to 64. Bolt Thrower, remove the 0.5-second target acquisition to time better to enable ambush-style gameplay. Wow, Bolt Thrower's getting a buff here. The visual target indicator always showed immediately, but projectiles wouldn't track until after being on the target for 0.5 seconds. Increased projectile velocity speed from... Wow, bro, they actually increased the projectile velocity speed. What? This gun might be insane now. Increased projectile velocity speed from 56 meters per second to 80 meters per second. Huge. Completely retuned rate of fire and firing spin down. Increased max RPM from 507. I hope they didn't overtune this gun. They increased the RPM. They decreased the minimum RPM. Spin down based on heat now spins down more linearly instead of the previous behavior. The Twin Tap HBR increased base damage from 22 to 24. Twin Tap's getting a buff. Increased precision bonus multiplier from 1.3 to 1.4. Increased the speed between rounds in a burst by 50%. Wow, Twin Tap might be nasty now. Return the recoil direction to compensate. Increased intensity of what is that? Sim output and camera shake to compensate. Decreased stability at lower investment tiers by 20% to compensate. Fixed an issue where ADS accuracy starting cone size did not improve with ADS accuracy and stat increases. Q-Tap Regen Prestige mod increased the base damage from 15 to 19. Wow, so they buffed the gold as well. We heard the feedback of the Prestige mod hurting the PvP performance of this mod too much compared to the base gun. So yeah, they actually buffed this gun. Twin Tap, look out for the Twin Tap. KKV, 9SD, redistributed damage profile to lower reliance on headshots. Okay. Wow, so they buffed the KKV as well. The KKV always had a mathematically faster optimal TTK than most weapons, but it was reliant on almost entirely headshots, and missing a single one would result in massive drop in TTK. Okay, increased base damage from 9 to 9, up from 8, so they increased it by 1 damage. Tactical Sidearm improved ADS accuracy starting cone size on the base version by 10%, improved ADS accuracy final cone size on base version by 13%. So Sidearm got a buff again. Bully SMG reduced rodeo mag size from 72 to 61, so they're nerfing the rodeo. Reduced maximum magazine size from drum mag to 66 to 58. Reduced damage fall off at the high end and retuned damage fall off at all range stats to compensate. This results in Bully's maximum range before suffering fall off to be reduced from 40 to 32 meters. Waster Combat Shotgun. So the Waster might be coming back. Damage increased from 85 to 100. Reduced precision bonus multiplier from 1.05 to 1.0. Increased spread by 20% across all stat tiers. Reduced aim assist fall off start at the top end by 30%. Retuned stat tiers to compensate. Magnetism fall off by... So they're reducing other things, but increasing the damage. So, looks like they... So 2-hit KO range with a Gray Waster base against base shields, 3 meters. 2-hit KO range Gray Waster against purple shields, 2 meters. So you have to be right on somebody to get a 2-hit KO with purple shield. So, okay, this is going to be really interesting. What do they do to the Miss Raya? Okay, damage reduced from 140 to 110. Reduced precision bonus multiplier from 1.2 to 1.0. Reduced RPM from 72 to 58. Fix an issue that caused the range stat to not modify aim assist or magnetism fall off. This results in roughly a 30% buff to aim assist when at 100 range stat, but roughly a 25% nerf to magnetism at 100 range stat. Return damage fall off across all, or retune damage fall off across all tiers. So 2-hit KO range with a Gray Miss Raya against base shields would be 10 meters, was 11 meters. 2-hit KO range with a Gray Miss Raya against purple shields would be 9 meters. 2-hit KO range with a max investment Miss Raya against base shields would be 14 meters. Okay, so full auto selector reduced hipfire RPM from 72 to 58. So they just slowed this gun down a bit. You're probably going to need to peek in and out of cover. People already do this with it, but you probably are going to have to do that even more so now. It's probably still going to be good though. Volt battery weapons increase the amount of trickle charge generated while moving the volt battery weapons equipped by 4 times. Wow! So you can now run and get the ammo back in your battery on volt weapons a lot better now. So chips. Exit buddy. Removed unintentional camera shake on perked activation. Miscellaneous. Fixed an issue where switching weapons while manslaying could store weapon charge in some circumstances. Okay, contracts fixed an issue where in the MIDA exposed extinguished contract were so they fixed some contract issues. Zones looked like they fixed a bunch of bugs in the zones and they fixed a bunch of graphical errors. This is going to be a huge meta shakeup, so you guys need to get down into Tassetti and see what's going on. Let me know how you guys enjoy the PvE mode. Thoughts on what the future of the game needs. Please tell me. What do you think the game needs? Like I said, like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video.